The thoughts, views, and comments expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production of Glory 93.9 FM.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Ladera Street.
Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women.
Wardrobe provided by Bahari Bahamas. Visit shopbahari.com.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and as always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. Thank you so much for tuning in to GPS. I find it very interesting that Adrian, just before the show, had on three women vying for as independent candidates in the next election to gain a seat in the House of Assembly. And I thought, wow, this is interesting because Adrian and I don't discuss our shows ahead of time, so I don't know what he's doing from him not knowing what I'm doing. And I just find it interesting when we end up doing shows that are similar to each other on the same day. It makes me think that perhaps we're being guided, because my show today, I'm calling it Women United, Global Women's Alliance for Leadership. And it's amazing that he would have women on his show today who are vying for leadership. But that is exactly what my show is going to be talking about today. I'm looking at it more so than from a national perspective. I'm looking at it from an international perspective. And my guest today is someone who is really an incredible leader who has brought together women from around the world to unite in this vision of encouraging women to find themselves and find their place in leadership. And when I say leadership, I'm not only talking about leadership in politics, because my belief is that as a woman, you, as a human being really, but as a woman, you can lead in more than one area of life. So politics is not the only way to lead. It's just one of many, platforms that you can use to affect change in your community, change in your nation, change in the world. And my guest is going to be joining me at 11:30 this morning. She's made one appearance on GPS thus far, Dr. Melida Harris Barrow, and you've heard me talk about this woman of influence who has been able to reach out to Africa and unite Africa with the African diaspora that has been spread around the world, the Caribbean, Latin America, etc. And she put together a group of women, all walks of life, all over the world, and she called me up and she says, Michelle, I've been praying to God about this vision that I want to, bring forth, and I was told to put together 10 women, and you're one of my 10. And I was humbled by that because Dr. Melida, this is a woman who's so well connected. And for her to reach out to me and say, I want you to join in this effort, I was very, very humbled by that. And the timing was interesting because that was at the time when I had not long been released from Guardian Radio and had not yet inked the deal with Glory FM. And so I was in between. And it was at that very time that she reached out to me and said, I want you to join this group. I want you to join this effort. So it's just amazing how God has brought us together. And we've been having regular meetings online and planning a major event that's coming up this particular weekend, this Saturday. And you're going to hear a lot more about that event that we are planning for women from around the world. And she's asked me to moderate the event, and I've agreed. And it's going to be something very, very special. And you're going to hear a lot more about that event during the show today. I want to begin by looking at the whole question of what if women ruled the world? I know some years ago, was it Destiny's Child with Beyonce? They had a song, Girls Rule the World. Well, that's not quite true, because we definitely have influence in many various areas. Women, especially in this country, so many women run their households. But when it comes to sitting in the seat of decision making, we have fallen short. There has been, especially us here in the Bahamas, there's been this glass ceiling. And even though women have achieved great things in many different arenas, very many different platforms, there's still this glass ceiling that sits over us, that has been shattered elsewhere in the Caribbean, especially, and around the world. So with women making more than 50% of our populace, we still only have 13% representation in the position of decision-making and power, one woman in the cabinet. And even though both political parties have said, oh, we want to encourage more women, that's not reflected in the number of women that they have nominated to run in this next election. So we're hoping to get the Boys Club to shake it up to the point where it's more than just your lip service. And we want to see some real action. Because around the world, women have shown themselves to be very effective leaders. And so this clip that I'm going to play right now, I'm calling it, What If Women Ruled the World? Let's go to the clip.
Women are not making it to the top.
When women have their voices heard, they transform the entire world.
If women were presidents all over the world would be a safer place.
Where do we want this?
It would be a more peaceful place. It would be a place of equality.
We will not be quiet.
The world would be a better world.
Two years after Hillary Clinton failed to shatter the highest, hardest glass ceiling, Americans elected a record number of women to office in 2018.
Women like me aren't supposed to run for office.
But women make up only 24% of all national parliaments, and only 6.3% of the total number of international leaders. Men still rule the world.
It matters for women to be fully represented in the leadership of the world.
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf would know. She was elected Africa's first female president in 2005 and put Liberia back on its feet after 14 years of brutal civil war. It was a huge grassroots action led by Liberian women that paved Mrs. Sirleaf's way to power.
Women felt male domination in our country had been there for too long, and it was time for change. They voted, and they voted en masse.
80% of women at the polls voted for Ma Ellen, as she's known.
My election will inspire women everywhere.
But today, only 12.3% of seats in the Liberian parliament are held by women.
Through collaborative effort, we have to break down the barriers, one by one.
And this is how Mrs. Sirleaf believes it could be done.
I always say that women bring to leadership a special sensitivity. We need to change the stereotype that women are weak.
I believe that this will be a government of change.
A woman who is able to negotiate, to compromise, to find alternatives is an example of strength. That's when you show that people are given the dignity and the rights that they deserve. One needs to look at constitutional change that includes affirmative action, such as quotas, even though you may phase them out over time, because women have been neglected over the whole history of nations. Now is the time for preferential treatment for them. The obstacles go beyond misogynistic handicaps. They're institutional. Institutions are still dominated by men. We must make our institutions all over the world, and particularly in Africa, stronger than the individual, so that the individual does not use discretion to dictate the participation of women.
In 2018, after 2 terms in office, Mrs. Sirleaf bucked the trend of African presidents for life and stood down for Liberia's first peaceful transfer of power since the 1940s.
I don't think, given the state of our country, that a man would have gone through the steps I did. Only a woman could have done it. One woman at the top can push harder, but unless you have enough women in the system to give the support, it can be a very difficult job. And I can use my own example. You're on a microscope all the time.
I don't want to shock anyone, I really don't, but the world is still run by men.
We must put women in all levels, right across society, no matter what area you look at. You see enough women participating, enough women being able to move up, enough women challenging the status quo. That's the equality that we search for, and it's taking a while to get it, but it's coming and no one can stop it. This is an irreversible road.
Indeed. I am so excited to welcome to the show Dr. Melida Harris Barrow. Man, you look lovely today, Doc. I mean, you look lovely all the time, but you're looking real nice this morning. Wow.
Thank you.
For a brief introduction of this phenomenal woman, she is the CEO and founder of the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce, and she is really a connector. She brings together leaders in Africa with the children of Africa, the African diaspora, and she's very big on connecting and making networking and business happen for those of us who have been spread around the world. And she's got a major event being planned for September, but we are here to talk more so about an event that is coming up this weekend, which focuses on women and leadership. Doc, welcome back to GPS.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
I'm so excited about this event coming up because it really focuses on how do we as women come together to propel women to positions of leadership. We as women are often accused of being our own worst enemy because of this thing of women not supporting women. And the whole idea of the event this weekend is to change that narrative and bring us together as a group to elevate each other, not just in the area of politics, but leadership in every platform. Let's talk about this event coming up and why you thought it was important to do something like this.
Yes, I think it's important for women around the world to realize that we're all going through the same pain, frustration, and we cannot wait for others to encourage us. We cannot wait for others to tell us how. We need to know how. We need to come together. We need to not just come together and talk about frivolous things, but I think this is important now that we need to come together to talk about leadership, empowerment, and those of us that's in those positions, we really need to encourage other women. I have been in positions in this world where men have said to me, "You can't do that, Dr. Barrow." I have started a trucking business in Panama. I was the only woman out there. And all I kept hearing was, Dr. Barrow, you need to go home and be in the kitchen and go home and sweep and take care of your husband. And what men don't realize, you need me. You need me. When I look at the world, and you've been in control of the world for so many centuries, look at it. It's in a mess. So it's time for us women now to step up. We are the one that's always behind the scenes, encouraging our husbands, encouraging our leaders. We are the thinkers. We are the one that's always saying, and this is always being said, behind a great leader, there's a woman that is guiding him. So it is time now for us to be in the forefront. I've had enough of women saying that we cannot work together. You know what? This is something that that we need to think about, because it became a phrase now that's being used freely. And you and I, Michelle, we have worked together, and we need to really change the system, the mindset, and we have to speak another language. Yes, we can work together. I don't say we cannot work together anymore, because if I keep saying that, I'm going to damage the mindset of my younglings that's coming. I have to now say that, yes, we can work together, because I'll tell you something, sometimes the things that we're saying over and over and over becomes the reality. So I think it's time now for us to change that language and start saying, yes, we can work together. And this is why we're having this program, women's program, on Saturday, March 27th.
Yes, and we're going to spend some time talking about that program during the show. I just want to say at the outset, though, that for the men who are listening to this show and rolling your eyes and saying, here we go again, what you need to understand is this, men. We are not for bringing men down. We are not advocating pushing men down. I want you to understand that it is possible to elevate women without pushing men down.
There's
enough room for both of us. And oftentimes when we have these kinds of conversations, men especially get very defensive. What more do y'all women want? What more do you want? We've already opened the door. We've already done this. We've already done that. As if there's a competition going on.
Yeah.
This is not about competing with you.
No.
And I think men need to understand that and be less defensive when we have these kinds of conversations. It's not in any way to try to take your place or to push you down, or, that's not what this conversation is about. How do we change that mindset, Dr. Barrow, for men to understand that there is enough room for both of us?
I think men today, I need you to take a look at yourselves and think about your insecurities. We have reached a point now in our lives that we need to work together. It's a must, especially people in certain regions in Africa, in Latin America, in the Caribbean, in the world. We are in danger. And when I say that, I mean that our children are in danger. This is no time for you to think that you can lead. We're not saying that you cannot, but you need our help. If we continue to have this ego about women cannot be in certain positions, then the world is going to continue to be the way it is. I feel as though that the insecurities that you have, having a woman in a boardroom, having a woman as president, having a woman in certain fields, it makes you probably insecure. This is not the time for that. This is time to build our nations, our people. I watch how in Africa, our young people are leaving Africa for better opportunities. But what they don't realize is once they arrive in certain countries, they're being abused, they're being killed, because there is an agenda on what's happening today with people of African descent and indigenous people. We have to realize that women in India, women in all over the world, it is time now for us to communicate and have that dialogue and talk about how can we do business together? How can we work together? Why is it our children constantly leaving our nations when in fact we have the power, we have the knowledge, and we have the wisdom in order to teach our children and how to create and build instead of trying to work for someone else. This program that we're having on March 27th, it is to bring women from India, women from Africa, Latin America, the Caribbean, in order for us to dialogue now, in order for us to talk about mental abuse, physical abuse, to talk about pain to power. All these things needs to be addressed. A woman cannot survive in an environment if she's constantly being mentally abused. We have to change the mindset, and the mindset starts. In order for the mindsets to change, we have to begin to talk to each other and to dialogue, because it cannot change on its own. The information that I have, I'm going to share. I'm not going to my grave with anything. I want to exhaust everything that God has given to me here on earth. So I do think, Michelle, it is time for us now to begin a new model of the things that we're saying to each other, the things that we're doing to each other. And men, please listen to me today. Let's work together. I might have what you don't have, and you might have what I don't have. But in order to build a nation, we need each other. It is time. And as you can see, the great things that we're doing, I just started a 6-region global chamber of commerce. And I did that because it is time for us to connect with each other, to build nations, and to create opportunities for our people.
Amen. Amen and amen. Oh, wow. We have so much to cover. We have so much ground to cover, and we're going to do it all as much as we can in the next hour and a half. But I want to take a very quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk more about strategy. What can we as women do to work together to get to the place where we are helping to uplift each other to positions of leadership? Stay with us. This is GPS on Glory 93.9 FM.
Ocean blue is the best in seafood, hey, hey. Fresh out the water and affordable too, yeah. We got fish, conch, lobster, shrimp, everything you want. Ocean blue got it. Ocean blue friendly. Best service you ever seen. Ocean Blue is the best in seafood. Fresh out the water and affordable too. Ocean Blue Seafood, we are here for you. Ocean Blue Seafood, no one else will do. Ocean Blue Seafood, located on Bernard Road. Contact us at 393-216.
Boy, here calamity. Boy, don't want that be me. Let me get this coverage, do it once and for all. Insurance management is who I gonna call.
When calamity strikes, we're here to keep you safe and secure. With offices in Nassau, Freeport, Albuquerque, Luther, and Exuma. Insurance management, we cover the Bahamas.
At Lee Air, safety is our #1 priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Youngevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
And welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and my guest today is Dr. Melida Harris-Barrow, who is the CEO and founder of the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce, and also the person who has put together this group of women from around the world. We are calling ourselves Women United, Women of Hearts United.
Yeah, and global Women of Hearts.
Global Women of Hearts United. And we have come together to really put our minds and hearts and prayers together to try to help women around the world who are really facing many difficulties in their lives. We're also being joined now by another person who's a part of that United group, Georgina Driver. Georgina, I'm glad you finally made it on. She was having some challenges with her being able to join us. So I'm glad you were able to work out your technical difficulty and join us here. Welcome to the show, Georgina.
Thank you, Michelle. Good morning, and thank you for having me. Yes, that was quite a challenge, but I'm determined.
Let's get her back on the street. There you go. So Georgina is a dedicated wife of 35 years, homemaker, mother, entrepreneur of 32 years, and she is actively working in her community for the last 6 years as a community leader. So welcome to the show. We're talking about this wonderful event that we have coming up this weekend, bringing women together to really lock arms and work towards propelling women in leadership. And why, Georgina, let's get your voice in here. Why were you thrilled when Dr. Melida brought this idea to us and threw your hat in the ring to say, yes, I'm in? Why was this important for you?
Wow. I would have to say, because I am a people person, very dedicated to helping my fellow women in building themselves up, building up their businesses, building up their family, building up their self overall. I've been in business, as you said, for such a long time, 32 years, and I have found quite a few challenges. And I have to say, Melita, I met her about 7 years ago, and we clicked immediately. And how I met Melita was through another friend that had already gone to Panama. And after meeting Melita, she brought me to Panama for the first time, giving me a global exposure, something I had never had before. And I'm telling you, I got on that platform with her, and it's been 100% ever since. There's so many women that need help with building their businesses and finding information. And one of the things I discovered when I went to Panama was that it was like the world became wide open to me. The things that I didn't know, I wanted to know. And I wanted to share it with other people, other women that was, had challenges trying to start their business. So, yeah, there you are.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I just love it. We've been hearing for a long time that women need to unite. Women need to come together to try to uplift each other. And when we look around the world, we see examples of going to the very top, breaking that glass, becoming leaders of the country. There are many around the world who have been able to accomplish that. And in the clip that we played at the beginning of the show, we heard from the first woman in Africa to break that glass ceiling. So it's not like this cannot happen and is not happening. And in many instances, we see where the women who have ascended to that role are doing a phenomenal job in running their countries and are making a real difference. So this is long overdue. This is so long overdue. What are some of the strategies now that we as women need to begin to implement to try to break down all barriers that are stopping us from reaching the highest heights that we can?
That's for me, or?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Doc.
Okay. I think first of all, one of the things that's very important that we need to begin with is the communication. And we need to define, once we begin to communicate, what is it that we can do together. I think it's important also that there are many women that have great potential, but they are afraid to execute because there's no one there telling them, let's do it. How I got to the point where I'm at today is because I believe in myself and I believe in what I can do. But I wasn't always that way. Because when you have people telling you all the things that you cannot do, all the things that your dreams, and then they break it down. One of the strategic points that I've learned is that, Dr. Barrow, you can do it. You can do it, Dr. Barrow. And while the noises are around me constantly telling me what I cannot do, there's something deeper in me that's telling me, yes, I can. So the strategic way, what I've done, I was born in Panama City, Panama, in Central America, but I've learned about other cultures. I've learned about women in India. I learned about women in Africa. I wanted to learn more about their culture and about the things that they're going through. And one of the things that I've learned is that we're all going through the same thing, as I mentioned earlier. So one of the strategic plan that I've done is I started inviting women from those regions, from those countries, in order to speak to them and let them know what I am going through. And I'm going to tell you something. I've discovered so much. And the things that I've discovered is that if we sit down and plan strategically and how we can do things like what we're getting ready to do for the program on March 27th, we are going to discover something very powerful. And that is, we're going to have speakers from different countries. From different countries, and then begin to understand what we're going to do. This is the most powerful thing that we're going to do. After the event, we're going to continue this. This is not a one-time conference. This is going to be a continuous conference. And that is some of the strategic things that we are not doing. When we have a conference, it's for that time. But we need now strategically to find out, what is it that all these women are going through? What are they doing in their countries? These women are lawyers. These women have all kind of backgrounds. But guess what? There's no platform in order for them all to come to connect. So one of the strategic things that we are going to do at this program on March 27th, it is to bring all these women together. But we have a continuous program once a month. But the first conference, again, or the forum, however we might want to call it, a workshop, is going to be a week later. Why? Because you cannot have a conference and speaking to women and they can't speak back. So what we need to do, it is to constantly have that communication for those women that are suffering, those women that are going through pain, and those that have conquered. Guess what they have gone through, we need to teach one another. How is it that you got to that point? How is it? Because I was mentally abused in my previous relationship. And guess what? I've conquered it. I went from pain to power. So I know what it takes to get there. So why should I not teach my sister? Why should I not tell her what I have gone through?
I love that.
Yes.
I love it. Because there truly is power in sharing your testimony. Yeah. I honestly believe that when you go through difficulties, it's not necessarily for you, but it's for someone else down the road who you will be able to say, listen, girl, I went through that. I survived it. I got through it, and I know you can too. And if we look at it that way, when we go through difficulties, we realize that it's not just for us to learn something from, but it will be something that we can minister to someone later on in our lives.
That's right.
That it makes us a little bit more easy. I don't want to say easy. I don't want to trivialize when people go through things. But if you understand that there's purpose in that pain, then it makes it a bit easier to bear. I'm a holistic health coach, and we have continuing ed classes Monday through Friday in the Institute of Holistic Health. And one of the founders of the Institute started this movement called From Fine to Fabulous. And they asked her to explain what that meant in one of the recent classes. And when she explained it, I was like, whoa. It was so powerful, because what she said is that, you meet somebody who's going through something and you say, how are you? How are things? And they always say, oh, I'm fine. Oh, everything is fine.
Yeah.
And then when you press and you hear what they're going through, it's like, oh my God, this is not fine.
Yeah.
But that is our go-to response. Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And so we have to get to the place where we go from fine to fabulous.
Exactly.
Where we don't have to just say, I'm fine as a go-to response, even though we know we catching hell. But where we can transform our lives to the point of we can truly say, I'm fabulous.
Yes.
And that's where we need to get to. But we have to understand that we have to come together. We have to hold hands and do this together, because oftentimes when you're going through difficult periods in your life, it feels like you're the only one in the world who's facing this. You feel so alone sometimes. And I believe that is why what we're doing is so powerful, because you're now giving these women that support to understand you're not in this alone.
That's right. One of the things I want to add to what you're saying, because I went through from my own personal experience, we're saying we're fine. And this comes back to our culture. and we can't take that out. In our culture, we were told your problems stay at home. Do not share that with
that ain't
anyone.
nobody's business. Yeah,
that's nobody's business, and
Yeah.
then you spend your whole life suffering.
My
You
God.
spend your whole life thinking about, oh my God, if I say something to my mother, she's gonna say I'm not a good wife. If I say something to my friend, they're gonna say, girl, just suck it up and keep going, because what are you gonna do? This is the culture. These are the things that we have gone through. This is why we're suffering out there, due to culture, due to religion. Religion tells you you got to stay in that marriage, no matter if he's beating you, no matter what he's doing to you. But we have realized, a woman like me now have realized, I don't have to go through that. The pain is, I went from pain to power. So I can no longer go back there. And these are the things that I want to teach our women on March 27 and let them know you have the power within. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Wow. Georgina, what are you hoping to bring to this event on the weekend, and what are you hoping to see come out of this event on the weekend? I think that's a better thing to ask. What are you hoping that the end game will be, that we together will achieve?
I'm hoping that we can build some blocks of unity among women, that we can open up doors and share the information that we're providing to the women, and they can actually play that forward. That's the most important thing, is that we get something and then we want to keep it to ourselves. Like you guys just said, it's not a secret. It's something that should be shared. All of us have information that we came here with. We were born to be powerful, but we repress so much of our information because we're deep down with negativity. And then once you get into that thought, it's so hard to pull an individual up. But once you get them up, they're up and running. So I'm hoping that we can open up doors and windows inside our sisters, and that they're going to move forward and they're going to share the information with other women, and it's going to blossom. It's literally going to go across. And we're going to do some great things, because I already see it. I see great things coming out of this conference. I really do. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this for a long time, And Melita is making this happen. I am so really proud to be a part of this. This is
we're all
amazing.
We're all
gonna
excited.
get some great things. Yes.
And there are women who are going to be participating from all over the world: South Africa, Latin America, the Caribbean, the Americas, United States, all over the world, bringing their story of inspiration to others. It's a wonderful thing when you can see someone else having done something, then you know it's possible.
Yes.
And there, again, there's power in sharing your testimony, because my mother raised me to believe that if someone else is able to achieve that, they're no better than you are. So don't limit yourself to thinking, well, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, or I wasn't born with these opportunities. No, whatever you put your mind to do, know that you can do it. The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing.
So even though you may feel like you're going through this yourself or alone, somebody else has achieved what you're trying to achieve. And even if it's a new idea, a new concept, even though the concept may be new, the principle has not changed. And that if you are willing to put yourself out there and try something new, you can achieve this. Our mindset is so important towards our success. If you believe that you're going to fail at something, then you are going to be right. And if you believe that you are going to succeed at something, then you are going to be right. So it begins with the mindset. It begins with once you think that thing, and then you start to speak what you think. There is power in that.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to see us women come together to share the message with women around the world. Listen, ladies, you don't have to be downtrodden. You don't have to believe that there is not better for you. You can create that reality that you see, that you dream about. And we are here to support you in doing that. And I think this is going to be such an incredible ministry this weekend. This is more than just a conference. This is ministry. Would you ladies agree with that?
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
You have to unmute yourself, Melida. You're still muted. Let me see if I can do it from my end here. No, you need to. You need. There you go. All right.
This is the thing. This meeting, some might call it conference, but in reality, this is going to be a place on Saturday where women are coming together to talk about their experiences. Because most of the women that are the speakers, this is their experience. Because one of the things I want to share with women today, we wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
We deal with a lot of emotions. We are so powerful that we can have an argument with our spouse at home in the morning and still go to work and act as though nothing happened.
Yes.
Hello, sis. How you doing? How you doing, my dear?
And with the smile.
Just left a situation where we've been through the pain and then still walk out and we change the mask. I call it the mask, the powerful mask. And then our boss come and say something to us and we get upset again. But then we change another mask. And that's how we're going through life.
Yes.
But eventually, that mask is going to affect your mind. It's going to affect your soul. It's going to affect everything about you. And then you're going to reach a point where you go, I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. And not only that, though, but we're still dealing with a society, especially Black women like us. We have to deal with that. Discrimination, racism. That's another mask you're putting on. We have a lot of masks. But what we need to do is to make sure that we have a mask that is going to protect our mind, that is going to protect our soul, and that's going to protect us as women. Because there's a lot. Even when your husband cheats on you, there's a mask. You're crying all the way to work, and when you get to your job, you pretend that nothing ever happened. That can break you down.
Yeah.
And this is why we have to clean our toxic space.
Yes.
That space that you have to protect that space. This is why I wrote in my book, I said, let me give God his space. And no one toxic can be in that space, because that's the space where God is going to constantly mentor me, guide me, teach me, and give me all the wisdom that I need in order to face the mask that keeps coming. You see, those masks are not good. It will destroy you mentally and physically. So always remember, women, that you need a space, that space where you can just have God there. When you have all the toxic within that space, you're not going to make it, because God can't come in a toxic place.
My Lord.
So we need to protect ourselves as women. We go through a lot. We don't realize the things that we're going through. We're dealing with our children. We're dealing with our spouses. We're dealing with the jobs. We're dealing with our friends. Most friends come and drop the toxic things to you. And then you're dealing with their problem while they drop everything to you. And then you're trying to fix their problem. No, I stopped all that. That's why I am the woman that I am today. Because I'm not dealing with anyone with their toxic toxicity. You know why? When they drop it off, they go and get more, and then they come back. But guess what? They're releasing and you're consuming. So that's why it's important in my mind. I have created within my mind God's space. And that's how strong women remain strong.
Amen.
I think that's what's important too about surrounding yourself with positive people with that same positive mindset, people that are doing things and going places, and trying to make major important moves in their lives and things that are going to help other people. That's what's majorly important about that. It's all in the way that you think, how you deal with the situation, and what you allow in your life and what you release from it.
That's right.
And it's so important what you said about finding that space, finding that time to meditate. Often, when I can't get away, like I just took a little vacation a couple of weeks ago. I stayed in a hotel just all by myself. It was the most peaceful weekend I've had in years, literally. And all I took with me was my Bible, my study books, stuff to read. I didn't even cut the TV on while I was there.
Yeah.
I don't watch the TV when I'm at home.
That's right.
I watch you guys, but other than that, I'm looking to consume myself with positivity. I'm looking for positive knowledge. So I'm fueling myself up that way. And then I look for people that are doing the same thing, people that are seeking knowledge, people that are fueling themselves up. This is how you learn to be able to manage yourself a lot better, by surrounding yourself with those individuals that really want to make change in the world.
Amen, amen, amen. Well, I want to read a couple of the comments from some of our Facebook viewers. Let's go there. Let's see. This one says from Stacy, I thank God that I don't take on other people's problems like it's my own. I'll give you advice, but that's it. You have to live your life and I have to live mine. All right. Bertha says, women have moved from the weakest vessel to the strongest vessel, so help me God. Well, you know what, Bertha? I don't ever think we were the weakest vessel. You know, people need, and we have a call coming in. Caller, we're going to come to you right now. Let me just make this statement. People need to understand that delicate does not mean weak. There's a big difference between delicate and weak.
That's right.
Women could not be the ones to bring forth children in this world if they were weak. If men had to go through what women go through to bring a child into this world, I dare say the human race would be extinct. Women are very strong. The things that women are able to carry on their back, there ain't nothing weak about
That's
us.
right.
Nothing.
Phone call. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, my comment is simply that, yes, I agree with the fact that women are strong. There is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Men will never go through, God did not design us to go through that stuff, but women are able to go through. My only question, though, is how do you utilize the help in with others to lower the toxic level that women face? What is the offering that persons can offer to help lower? Because from a man's standpoint, a man wants to help in lowering that toxic level. How do we do that?
That's a great question because men definitely have a role to play in this. Men have to be able to talk to other men about the way that they treat women and girls. So, ladies, how do you respond to that, caller? Thank you so much, caller.
I think that's a very good question from the gentleman. And this is why in our program on March 27th, we have men included in the program. Most women programs are only dedicated to women. We have to stop that because I cannot resolve a problem that I'm going through, that men are abusing me mentally, physically, and only have women there to talk about it. I need to understand the perspective of men. Why do you do that? What makes you hit a woman? What makes you mentally abuse a woman? Is it your ego? Is it your insecurity? What it is? So women needs to hear from men about, we have one of the kings from Africa that is going to speak on March 27 and another gentleman that's going to speak. The importance is this. You as a man, if you don't respect me, therefore you don't respect yourself. That's number one. You have to respect, and if you hit me, you don't even respect your mother. You don't respect women, period. So when men say, well, I hit this woman, I can beat my wife, but don't beat my girlfriend, that's nonsense. You just don't respect women, period. And men that are listening to me today is the fact that there's something wrong why you abuse women. There's something wrong why you think so low of women. Something happened to you. Yes. In other words, this could be machismo, or could be something that growing up, you have seen your father beat your mother. These are things, but this doesn't mean that you have to continue this. It's very toxic to see a man beats his wife in front of his children. But you need to ask yourself, why is it that you're doing that? I think now a lot of men need to begin and ask themselves why. The question is, why are you doing it? Because there's something wrong with you, and it's something that you don't want to admit. Don't tell me that by beating a woman makes you a man. That's the opposite of a man. You cannot be a man and hit a woman, because the definition of a man is not beating your children, beating your wife. You have to get help and be a man, because a man thinks that in our culture, in Panama, in the Caribbean, and men were taught, beat her, hit her, do this to her, because you're the man of the house. No, you cannot be the man of the house abusing your family, because when you're doing it to your wife, guess what? Your son is going to do it. And this is why we are having this recurring problem, because you are doing something and you don't realize that what you're doing in front of your children, guess what's going to happen? They're going to experience the same thing.
It's just not the boys who will grow up to sometimes abuse, but the girls grow up to understanding that they're supposed to receive abuse.
That's right.
So we're talking about emotional intelligence here. It's called emotional intelligence. And a lot of times when men in particular have issues with women, I always say you need to go work out those unresolved issues you have with your mother.
Yes.
Because there's something going on in that
father.
There's something going on in that relationship which is triggering you to treat these people in your life today the way you treat them. So as opposed to making these people's lives miserable today, why don't you go do the work? Do the work on yourself.
Yes.
Find out what is causing you to be the way that you are and face it and deal with it.
Mm-hmm. You know what just came to my mind, Michelle? We're going to have same thing, a conference with men. Just men. And I want men to tell us why you do what you do. And I want other men on that program to let them know what it is to be a man. I don't care if it's one man that's talking, but I need you. I'm going to have a conference on that. We are going to have a conference on that. To have men, 5 men that abuse their women, or 5 men that used to abuse their women and they stopped. But we need to hear from men. Those men that are listening to us, call in and let us know that why other men shouldn't do what they're doing. We need your help. You cannot be a standby watching your friends and your father and others beating their women, and you stand by and don't do anything. You're just as guilty.
My God.
But it is a culture, and that culture needs to be fixed. We are crying out to you men that are watching, that you're saying, I would never hit a woman. Then what are you doing to fix it? We need your help, because this is a pandemic in the world when it comes to women being abused.
Wow.
Ladies, I agree with you 100%, because it seems like there is just as much a lack of communication amongst men talking with other men about issues that they're having, problems that they've had in their families. And like you said, this is deep rooted, like a family curse. It's just been rolling forward for generation to generation. And our sons sit and they watch how the husband treats the mother. And this is what they learn, because our children, all children, learn from watching, from observation. That's why the television is so big, and the computers and game systems, because they learn from observation. And it's a huge problem that nobody is addressing. We've got to stop the secrecy. We've got to stop the sitting amongst yourself and not working out the problems, not talking out the problems. Let's get to the root of the problem.
Yes. But you know what, Michelle and Georgina? Women have so much power and we don't know our power. And I'll tell you why. I birthed 2 sons. And I've always said to my sons, don't you ever put your hands on a woman. I have the power as a woman that's birthed. I'm the one that's birthing the child. I'm the one, both of us are raising the child, but mothers are always with their children more so than the fathers. You have the power to teach your daughter, to teach your son not to hit other women. You see, because women hit men as well. Let's not just talk about men.
Yeah, that's a learned
women that are abusing their husband. So let's talk about both sides. And there are men that are constantly mentally abused and also physically abused. So these are things also that we need to share, we need to discuss, and we need to cooperate with each other as men and women. Look at the world, how it is. Women they fear their lives. They can't say a word. You dominate the women. You feel less empowered because she have a better position than you do. No, celebrate it.
Yes.
Celebrate that she is doing great. And not look at it that she's surpassing you. Don't let society brainwash you into thinking because she have a better position than you, it makes you feel insecure. Don't let society do that to you. Celebrate what you both have.
It's not a competition, gentlemen.
It's not a competition.
It is. Take a break. We're break past our break time. But I just want to say real quick that some years ago I was attending a service and a gentleman got up. He was a blue collar worker and his wife, I think, was an attorney or something like that. And he said something that I thought was so profound. He says, you know, a lot of times the fellas say to me, boy, that woman making more money than you and she's an attorney and you just a blue collar worker. How you feel about that? And he said, well, my attitude is this. She don't have a law degree. We have a law degree.
That's right.
He said, because she's a part of me. I said, now that's what you call a man. He gets it. It's not a competition.
Yes.
If you are working together in that relationship, what you have, she have. What she have, you have.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
And if we look at, I want you to think, man, of your daughters. Do you want your daughter to grow up in a world where she cannot achieve all that she can be because of the fact that she was born female? Do you want that for your daughter? Don't think of your wife, because some of y'all can't. Y'all can't make that leap when it comes to your wife. You still think about daughters that you love. Do you want them to grow up in a world where they have to sit small simply because they were born female? Is that what you want for your daughters? I want y'all to marinate on that. We have to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Dr. Melida Harris Barrow and Georgina Driver. We're talking about women uniting for the Global Women's Alliance for Leadership, an event that's coming up this weekend. And we're going to give you more information about that a little later in the show, how you can become a part of this amazing event that's being planned for this weekend. We're going to tell you more about that on the PS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM.
Located on Carmichael Road, Divine Designs Hair Boutique is a haven for women and men looking for professional all types and textures of hair for care and styling. We even have a barber on duty. Need a nail tech? Our technicians provide a range of nail services, including the latest trends. Unwind in one of our massage chairs while you get your pedicure. With our reasonable rates, staff, and over 20 years of experience, you will be in great hands. Call us at 823-1669 or 698-1025 to schedule your appointment. Want to be pampered? Want to be slayed? Let Divine Designs make your day.
Looking for an extraordinary junior high school with caring, qualified staff and affordable tuition? Then come visit us at Elite School of Excellence, an affiliate of First Step Academy. ABECA focused and Ministry of Education approved, we foster discipline, integrity, and wisdom while molding our students for success. Call us at 341-8846 or stop by First Step Academy Schools on Fire Trail and Soldy Roads for more information.
For moms-to-be and your little ones, there's Baby Bliss, the baby shower specialist, with the best selection of shower gifts, care items, and gender reveal rentals. At Baby Bliss, we carry only the finest brands to comfort mother and baby. From preemie to 24 months, we are truly the ultimate baby store. Mimi is a new tradition in ladies' apparel, featuring fabulous fashions, sizes small to 3X. Look like you just stepped off the runway with trending, stylish selections that bring out the fashionista in you. Making a statement is easy when you shop at Mimi. Visit us both at the Mackey Street Plaza.
Escape from the city life to Bacon Air Beach Resort in Pirateswell, Mayaguana. Relax in one of 16 air-conditioned rooms just steps away from the ocean. Enjoy scrumptious dishes in our waterfront dining room. Sip on a tropical cocktail, or if you must, stay connected with wireless internet. Nestled on one of the most beautiful beaches in the Bahamas, Bacon Air Beach Resort offers a unique vacation experience. For reservations, call 339-3726 or 463-0182.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Youngevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and I am joined today by Dr. Melida Harris-Barrow, the CEO and founder of the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce, as well as Georgina Driver, businesswoman and community activist. And we're talking about women in leadership and how we as women need to come together for what we are calling a Global Women's Alliance for Leadership. There's a major event that's being held this Saturday where women around the world are going to be coming together to really encourage each other, share our stories, and hopefully propel each other to go after it, go for those positions of leadership. I want to go ahead and read a couple more of the comments from our Facebook viewers. This one is from a mutual friend, Dr. Melita. This is from Sena Alinko, who himself is a talk show host. Hi, Sena. He says, I love your show. Great to see you, beautiful women. Our hat off for you and all you bring to our world. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Really honored to have you here. Okay, so Stacy says, what baffles me is whenever the government brings a referendum to empower women here in the Bahamas, the women vote against themselves. They voted no each time. This is true. And I think it goes back to that whole mentality. And I do believe, I would dare say, conditioning, that some women have been conditioned to believe that they aren't supposed to go to higher heights. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. But let me just get back to a couple more of these comments. Actually, Stay K, I think never thought about it's agreeing because, yeah, this is sad truth. We as women have been continued to think we don't deserve equal rights. That's a part of the problem, the conditioning of the mindset of women. Let me read a couple more. Shani says, I think when we realize that things didn't happen to us, but rather for us, then we will have the courage to make a move. Things happen for us to be more aware, to be in self-care and self-love, for us to be more authentic us. I love that. I love that. I love that, Shani. Let's see. I'll do one more. Let's see here. Stacy says the Bible was written in Hebrew, so I think that some things can be lost in translation. I think the weaker vessel really means the most delicate vessel. Agreed. All right, ladies. So let's pull it back up here. Okay. So mindset in terms of us being conditioned to believe that we are not supposed to have equality and equity. Here in the Bahamas, what that person was referring to twice, it was brought in referendum whether or not we would allow. Okay, so we have a law in the Bahamas where a woman who is married to a foreigner, her child is not entitled to Bahamian citizenship by law because she's married to a foreigner. And our law in essence says that the child has to take the citizenship of their father. So even if your child is born in the Bahamas, if you're married to someone other than a Bahamian, then your child is not entitled to Bahamian citizenship. It's just absolutely crazy. And twice that was brought in referendum, and twice women voted against themselves to keep that law in place. And you're trying to figure, and you hear things say, oh, they're gonna, that if we change that, then it's gonna open the door to women being used by foreign men who are just going to marry them just for citizenship. Like, women don't have enough sense to be able to decide for themselves. It just amazes me. But this is the kind of narrative that we have been fed, and many women have bought into.
Yeah.
We have one female woman, one female in our cabinet here in the Bahamas, and she just was appointed after the other sole female in the cabinet stepped down, and so they appointed another woman. And I had a woman say to me, "Oh, I see they appointed Bakisha Parker to that position." I said, "Okay," and then she says, "You really think she can handle that?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would she not be able to? Like, you ask a question based on what?
Yes.
Because I didn't hear any questions about if any man in that cabinet could handle the position that they were given. So why is there a question as to whether a woman can handle a position that she's given in cabinet? But this goes to show you how we as women have been conditioned to believe that we need some kind of, it just amazes me how we've been conditioned to believe that as women, we're not enough. How do we break through that, ladies?
Michelle, I've been through that before. I started a carnival in the city of Chicago, and no one believed that I could do it. When it was done, then they said, there's no way she did that. She had to have somebody white.
Wow.
To help her to do that. So this is not a woman thing only. The thing is that we don't believe in ourselves. So therefore they can't believe in what you can do.
Absolutely.
So if you don't believe that you can do something, you think everybody else can. And another thing that you mentioned is that when she said, do you think she can do it? That goes back to the mindset again. That goes back to the time where women couldn't vote, women couldn't do anything. Women in a marriage, when they divorce, they don't get anything. This is still happening in many countries. In Latin America, in Africa, when there's a divorce, the woman walk away with nothing. So this is a system all throughout the world. But one of the things is, and this is why I keep saying, we can no longer continue to talk about what women cannot do and why women cannot work together. We need to change the language. We need to educate women like that lady, like that person saying, you think she can do it. The thing is that her mind cannot comprehend the fact that she can do it. But the woman that's doing it, she knew she could. Just like when I did the carnival in the city of Chicago. They thought that because I am Black, I couldn't do it. And because I am a woman, I couldn't do it. But let me tell you strategically, let's talk about being strategic as women, because I'm going to tell you guys something. If you want to do something, you have to be strategic. When I did that carnival in the city of Chicago, I knew I was going to be denied certain licenses and so forth. So you know what I did to make my point? I sent a white young person to get all my licenses. And guess what? It was given to him freely, like with no problem. But when they saw all those Black people coming down for the carnival and at the park, they want to know, where are these people coming from? Who are they? I didn't give these Black people any licenses. So that's how I was able to get my job done. But the fact is, this is still going on in the world, you see. So when you talk about being strategic as women, we have to, because we have to break those barriers. We have to now, instead of sitting there saying, you know, they wouldn't give me something, use your mind, be strategic. It's just like with the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce, you see. I was told by men, I don't think you can do this, Dr. Barrow. Who's going to receive you? I don't want anyone to receive me, because whatever I build or create, I am creating it for you to knock my door, not for me to knock yours. You see? So the thing is, for women now, whatever we do, we have to be strategic. And those women that are in governments, those women that are doing great things, we have to come back. We have to teach. But it's not so much teaching the women. What they have to do is what we have to do as leaders, for them to see what we are capable of. And then their children or them are going to say, well, she did it. I think I can. And that is the way strategically we have to. I'm not fighting with anyone anymore. I'm not asking anyone permission. I'm just going and going and going. And women that's behind me saying, you know what? If Dr. Barrow can do it, so can I. I am creating that path. That's what we have to do as leaders, create the path. And that path, there's a whole lot of women that's going to come behind me. And that's the way we should do it.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Exactly.
It's the same thing too in business. There are locations you may be looking at in prestigious areas, and they will not let you come in. You can come in there, and they'll go, oh, well, sure, we'll think about it. We'll get back to you. As soon as you send another representative in, then you have everything you need. So I agree 100% with the strategics.
My God.
Yes. This is what we have to do, Michelle. We have to be strategic as women. I've started quite a few businesses in Panama, real estate, trucking business, all these things. And again, men look at me and said, you need to be in the kitchen. You don't need to be here. So I have to fight. And the reason why I fight, because I want my young ladies to see what I am doing and to show them you can do it as well. If these things was being done centuries ago, why is it we're not doing it now? It's the mindset. We are mentally controlled, and automatically when we see a person with a white person, we freeze up. These are things we need to talk about. You see, you're looking at me as a maid. You're looking at me, oh, I'm in a store. Oh, do you work here? No, do you? That's what I said. I was just about to ask you if you worked here. So I reversed it, because as soon as they see a black person in a store, especially a woman, ma'am, do you work here? No, I was about to ask you the same thing. Do you work here? And then they look at me strange, as though I wasn't supposed to say that. The thing is that our mindset need to change. We need to change our mindset, and that's all women across the board. You know, if we don't change this mindset, we will not be in the boardroom, we will not be the leaders, and we will not be the CEO and presidents and whatever it may be, and founders of company. We have to be the creators and the builders, not the beggars.
But you know, a part of the contributors to that mindset are the church. Many of us. No, let's talk about it. Many of us.
I was hoping you'd get there.
Now, you know, we are the same wavelength, right, Doc? Many of us in the church. We believe in God. We want to serve the Lord. And you know, here's my thing. God created you, men and women. He created you with all of this potential and all of these dreams to do great things. So if this is something that was created by God, and when God created you, he said, this is good, then how is it a bad thing for you as a female to want to aspire to greatness, even in the church? If we look back at the Proverbs 31 woman, this sister girl was getting it. She was doing it big. All right. Proverbs 31, you know, this is an Old Testament woman.
Yes.
This girl was getting it. And she was doing so with the support of her husband and family.
Amen.
Even within that culture, which even today still, you know, doesn't see the woman quite as equal. So if she was able to accomplish all that she accomplished, Old Testament woman, why is it that we are standing by and allowing the church today to tell women, to tell us, you can't speak in the church, you can't be a leader unless you're sitting under a man? Why are we still there? Why are we still allowing this to be? Because if God put in me the desire to achieve greatness, then I know it's a good thing, because God don't make no junk.
That's right.
And when he made me, he said, oh, this is good.
Yes.
So what do we need to do about this?
Churches, number one, it all depends on who leads, the mindset of who leads. If you have a mindset where you are there to control, when you are there to manipulate, when you are there to pretend that you are God, then there's a problem. You're not God. I've been in churches where pastors are telling people what they can and cannot do. They're even telling people, you don't have the Spirit of God in you. You don't have this, all the things that you don't have. especially women. Women are been in churches where women are just serving the pastor as though he's a king, not a pastor. See, there's a difference between a king and a pastor. And for what I've seen over the years is that I am seeing kings ruling the people. And women especially have so much to give. And we will have men in the churches, they're the deacon, but women are there to serve the pastor. They are welcoming the people, which there's nothing wrong with that, but they will not go beyond that because they are women. Now we have women pastors. We have so many women that is taking their positions to do what they have to do. But again, I want to say, women, whenever you have a mission from God, not from man, but from God, and it's telling you there's something deep inside of you saying, I want to work with young people. I want to work with young people, because I've had a friend that been through that. But the pastor kept telling her, you're not ready. You're not ready. I'll let you know when you're ready. And I told her this. What you are feeling inside is not from a human being. It's from what God has given you before birth. Follow that. You cannot follow man, because man will detour you into a place of darkness. So now she have her own youth program and she's doing well. In other words, when God gave me the mission of the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce, and everyone is telling me, most people were telling me, I don't think you can do that, because how are you going to do this? I look at them and I say, I can do it. The problem is that you cannot, because God did not give you this mission.
My Lord.
Women, listen to me. Listen to me. God has given you a purpose here on this earth. He has given you a mission, a vision before you were born. And somehow within you, you're at a job right now. You're working at some job, but something inside of you keeps saying, you know what? I want to do this and I want to do that. And it keeps pounding on you for years. Do it. Do it. Because that is your mission here. That is your purpose here. And this is why I do what I'm doing. And each time I'm evolving. And you know why I'm evolving? Because what God gave me, I've accomplished it. I conquered it. So he goes, you're ready for the next step. And I'm going and I'm going. And this, I have to say, is one of the biggest thing I've ever done. But I was obedient in all the things that he have given me. You know why? Because he was preparing me from a young girl. And I've done them all. I pleased him. And because I did, he has given me one of the biggest projects ever. And that is connecting the entire continent with his people throughout the world. And that is also coming back to the Americas and the Caribbean, for the kings and queens now to come and atone to us. That's big. But he had to prepare me for that. So those of you that are burning inside about all the things that you want to do it. Because it's not just one purpose. There's many things that he gives you. But the thing is that you are not accomplishing it because the toxic voices is around you just keep telling you, don't do it because you can't. Just like that lady said, you know what? Do you think she can do it? It is not for you to say. It's for her to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Georgina.
Yeah, the other thing is, and excuse me too, the other thing is the Creator does not give us fear or doubt. He doesn't give us those gifts. He gives us those gifts where he's placed in us that you can do anything that you set your mind to do.
Oh, yeah.
And as Nalita said, it's already in you. When you have your gift and you ignore it, you're just pounding it down. You need to let it rise up in you. and do it. We have more than one gift. We have numerous gifts. We come here with numerous gifts and talents. There's no reason why we should not be utilizing them. And I agree with you 100%, Michelle. It is the mindset. We need to adjust our minds. We need to get rid of the thinking and bring in that positive thinking and the encouragement and the enrichment and the empowerment and raise ourselves up.
All right, I want to take a break, but before I do, let's read one more comment from Facebook, and then we're going to take a break. And this comment says, this is from Jason. Jason says, your guests are so spot on, very educational, a wealth of knowledge. It's even helping me more how to better understand and give me a better appreciation for my wife, who is my queen, who I love so dearly, my daughters, who are my princesses, my aunties, nieces, female on the whole. Thank God. Continue to soar, ladies. Loving your show as usual, Malcolm. Thank you so much, Jason, for those comments. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then on the other side, we're going to talk more about the event that's coming up, give you some details about how you can be a part of that. I encourage you to make plans to be there. It will be life-changing. I promise you that. So stay with us. This is GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Best dress, hats off, looking like I walked out of catalog. Everybody wanna know where I got it from. Catwalk, catwalk. Catwalk, boutique, where we make fashion statements. Catwalk, boutique, where we make fashion statements.
For the latest styles in women's clothing and accessories, visit Catwalk Boutique on Robinson Road East at the Helron Plaza. At Catwalk Boutique, we make fashion statements.
Want to look your best and feel even better? Visit J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa for the ultimate beauty, body, and anti-aging treatments, offering custom colors, haircuts, vegan anti-freeze treatments, silk blowouts, natural and acrylic nails, unisex pedicures, facials, and massages, all waxing services, and microcurrent therapies for anti-aging and body sculpting. J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madeira Street, telephone 326-7863.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all. Schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Youngevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Youngevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting sugar-free berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
are back. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and my guests are Dr. Melida Harris Barrow and Georgina Driver, and we are all putting our hands and hearts together for a major event that is going to be taking place this weekend. And I'm going to try to share my screen to see if I can pull this up. Y'all bear with me now as I try to do this. I'm still learning this platform. Okay, why is it not coming up? All right, let me try this. Oh, it would help if I press share. Duh. Okay. All right, so let's share the screen and go to, let's see what comes up now. I'm trying to share the event flyer. Just bear with me, guys, while I do this. All right, just one more time. And so while I'm trying to pull this up, ladies, I want you to go ahead and talk about.
Yes, I was going to tell you, meanwhile you're doing that, I wanted to let the audience know about our program that's coming up. The 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce is hosting Global Women of Hearts. We put this program together and this team together because, and let me just go back because this is important. This is really important. The Global Women of Hearts, how this started is because I was going through some things, being a leader, you get overwhelmed. So I called my sisters, I called 6 of them, including Michelle, and I spoke to them and I said, I'm just going through some issues and I really, really need you guys to pray for me. And they prayed for me. Georgina, Michelle, all of them prayed for me. And then I realized, I said, you know what? I think I need a team like that when I am going through all these issues, I need them to pray for me. And that's how the Global Women of Heart started. And this is why now we're having this first Global Women of Hearts. Well, actually, the topic is the Global Women's Alliance for Leadership and Empowerment. We need now to build women up. We need to let them know the great things that we can do for each other. Because when these women prayed for me, I felt so good after that. And I've thought about this. I said, imagine if other women were to receive what I just received from my sisters. And that's why we're starting. We have kings and queens from Africa, from Uganda, from Ghana, from South Africa. We have our sister from the Congo, Leotine, and myself, and the Pastor Shelia Stubbs and our queen. And we also have Mr. Kasum Kalubali, and we have Miss Khan. Unfortunately, Pastor Sharon won't be able to make it, but we have also Miss Khan from India. She will be joining us. And look at the topics, great topics. Women in leadership and investment. Women's journey from pain to power. Women's health, beauty, and wellness. Awakening women to their true power and potential. And the power of self-love and spirituality, which is very, very important in our community. And let me say this, men, those of you that are watching this show, in order for us women to continue to be who we are as the queens that we are, we need your support. I know that there are men watching this show. Be good to your wife. I'm going to tell you a secret though, man. If you are good to your wife, honey, let me tell you something. You're going to be a very, very happy man. And that is the reality. Very happy. My husband is very, very happy. You know why? He treats me like a queen that I am. Therefore, I treat him like my king that he is. And
how does this go? Happy wife, happy life?
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. You beat your wife, what do you think you're going to get?
Well, I will tell you
what. Your wife, what do you think you're going to get?
Women are incubators. Women are incubators, fellas. So if y'all don't understand what that means, whatever you give to a woman, she takes it, she incubates it, and then she magnifies it and gives it back to you. So, in other words, you give a woman a sperm, she incubates it, she gives you back a baby. You give a woman some food items, she incubates it, she gives you back a meal. You give a woman stress, she incubates it, and she gives you back health.
She don't give you back the stress, She gives you hell, like she said. So if you like living in hell, that's on you.
Exactly. So a wise man understands that a woman is an incubator. If you want something good back from her, you got to give her something good to work with. Just a word to the wise. Just a word to the wise.
I second that.
Coming up, I just really think that it will be life-changing. And one of the reasons why I think this is going to be such an incredible event is because we as women around the world have hopes and dreams and goals that we want to see happen for us and our sisters around the world. I found a great clip. And in this clip, these women around the world talked about what they would want to see in 2021. And I want you to listen to this because chances are some of the things that you are hoping for are the very same things that these women are calling for around the world. Let's go to that clip.
My name is Lily Yen. I'm a second-year student at University of East Yangon. I had wanted school to resume in 2021 after it was closed last year due to COVID-19, but now I don't want to study anymore under this military regime. To get rid of this military dictatorship is all we want for 2021.
My name is Momoko Nojo. I want 2021 to be a year where we can have more female leaders, not just in the Tokyo Olympics Organising Committee, but also in companies, politics and other areas.
Hi, I'm Benita Shah. I'm a fashion graduate and a Quidditch player. And my hope for women and non-binary folks in 2021 is to try something that scares you, something that you've been told that you can't or shouldn't do.
I'm Camille Anton, founder and CEO of Robotic Activations. My hope for women this year is that we break more barriers in the fields of science and technology.
In the name of Allah, my name is Zuhal Bayat. As an Afghan athlete, my wish for women in 2021 is that their rights won't be violated and they won't suffer any violence.
I'm Sunetra Bandaranaike. I'm from Colombo, Sri Lanka. I wish to see in the future many more women in positions of decision making in governments and in the corporate sectors.
My name is Anila Muhammad Aslam. I'm a policewoman. Freedom lies in being bold. I hope year 2021 will be a year of women's freedom.
Namaskar, my name is Yogita Bhayana and I run a campaign called Pari, People Against Rapes in India. I wish our country, our streets should be safer for our women, for our children, and in 2021 we should see no cases of sexual violence.
Bonjour. My name is Kawalku Mazan. I am 21 years old. My trade is fishing. My wish in 2021 is that men respect women at work.
We are worlds apart, and yet the same stories, the same hopes, same goals, the same dreams for women around the world. I thought that was such a powerful clip. I said, I have to play this in this show. Because even though those women are from the Middle East and Africa, and I mean all over the world, their stories, our stories are the same. We want equity. We want safety for our women and children. We don't want women and children to have to feel that they're afraid because of some predator that's going to be trying to attack them and sexually assault them. We want freedom as it relates to women in leadership, where there is no glass ceiling, where we don't have, as our prime minister said the other day here in the Bahamas, I don't know what all the fuss is about, because my secretary is a woman, and the director of this is a woman, and the next thing is a woman, and then he says, I look forward to the day when we have our first female prime minister, but yet when we look at who's being ratified to run in the next election, we only have a handful of women. We want true equity. And again, I'm going to say this at the end of the show, as I did at the beginning. This is not a competition. We are not talking about pushing men down. That's not what this conversation is. Room for both of us. Ladies, how do we, I want us to begin to look at wrapping this up. We only have 9 minutes left in the show. Your message for women around the world as to why it is important, not just for us to be a part of this event this weekend. And I guess, Doc, tell us how, let the women listening to this know how they can be a part of the event this weekend. Let's start there.
Well, this program.
You're good now. You're good now.
Oh, I'm still
You're good
muted?
now.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good now.
Oh, okay, very good. I want to send this message out to all the women in the world. You're strong. You have to be. God created us to be strong. Look at what we're going throughout the world. Look at the things that we have been through. Look at our children, our female children that are fighting each day to have a presence here in this world. You're strong. A strong woman is one who feels deeply and loves fiercely. Her tears flow as abundantly as her daughter and her laughter. A strong woman is both soft and powerful. We are. She's both practical and spiritual. Let me tell you something about a strong woman. She loves, she forgives, she walks away, let go. She tries again and perseveres. Not matter what life at her. No, it doesn't matter what she's going through, she's going to stay strong. One of the things that I realized in my life is I don't need validation anymore by anyone. Mm-hmm. You know why? God already given it to me. Amen. I focus on what God has given me now.
That's powerful, Doc. That's powerful.
I don't need validation. God already gave it to me.
Amen. Ooh, Georgina, what is your message to the women?
Wow, it's hard to piggyback after
no, right?
It is, because it is all of that, just encouraging each other, looking at who you are and what you've come here to do, and know that you can do it because it's in you already. I tell you, since I've become a part of the Global Women of Hearts, I'm doing things I could not even have imagined. And to be perfectly honest, I'm like, how did I even end up here? And yet, it's something that the Creator put in you. So where it is that you're going, just know that you may not know, but the Creator knows, and He will guide your step. You have already been empowered. It's in you. All you have to do is just light the lantern. Right. Light the lantern, take the baby steps, move forward, and know in your heart, in your mind, that you are capable of unfolding whatever it is that you desire, because you were born with it. It was in you before you even came here.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. I'm so glad and excited.
That's it. And let me tell you a little secret, Georgina.
Yes.
You don't realize this, but I'm throwing all these things for you to do. You know why? Because I know you can. I know you can, my sister. Just like when I told you, let's go to Panama, and you had that fear. And I said, let's get rid of that fear. And you did it. And with the Global Women of Hearts, I have her doing certain things, and she go, I don't know if I can do that. But you see, I know she can. And a lot of women think that they cannot. But I am going to continue to push you and other women because I know you can. Don't let that fear kick into the system, because God gave it to you. And guess what? He knows you can do it. That's why he gave it to you.
I believe it. I really do. I believe it. I believe in him, and I believe in me. And thank you for believing in me as well.
Yes.
One of the things that I have on my vision board is she believed she could, so she did.
That's right.
It's the belief. You believe you can, and you will be able to do it. And now we're bringing the support that you need to do it. So ladies, Doc, tell us now, how does a person become involved in the event this weekend?
I need you guys to visit our Facebook as well, Global Women of Hearts. We have the information there. And also you can email us at globalwomenofhearts@gmail.com. We will have the flyers there also with the Zoom link in order for you to join. We're going to have this also on the Facebook of Global Women of Hearts.
And the event is free of charge.
It's free of charge. March 27. It starts at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time.
And also on the flyer is the membership link if you'd like to join and become a member as well. So it's just that simple.
Yes.
Ladies, I have to tell you, being a part of this grouping, if you want to be empowered, if you want to be inspired, if you want to be uplifted, then become a part of this organization. It truly is a blessing from God. You know, for me, I was introduced to this at a time when I was in between. I had just been, my show had just been canceled from one station. I had not yet reached a deal with this station. And then out of nowhere, Dr. Melida calls me up and she says, I want you to be a part of this. And I was like, look at God. Yes, ladies, this is the place to be if you want to be uplifted and inspired and encouraged and empowered to be all that you can be. And I know that's the slogan for one of the military arms of the United States, or at least it used to be. But this is, you really truly can be all that you want to be. And we're here to support you in those efforts. Ladies, this has been a tremendous pleasure. Thank you so much. Because Doc, especially, I know you're a busy woman and you had to jump through a lot of hoops to make yourself available.
I know. Actually, I'm going to do a show now as soon as I click off.
I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
Thank
you. And Georgina, I'm glad you were able to work out your technical difficulties and get on the call. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today, ladies. And you all
thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
And the good things we're going to do together. Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's going to do it, guys. My time is gone. I'm Michelle Malcolm. Again, visit the Facebook page that Doc mentioned so that you can get more information about how you can be a part of this amazing event on Saturday. I'm honored to be asked to serve as the moderator for that event. It's going to be a 3-hour event, and we're going to hear from some amazing speakers around the world, and I want you to be a part of that. So that's going to do it for me today. Tomorrow is Friday, so you know that means TGIF. It's going to be an open line show where we look at the week that was, and what a week it's been. I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thanks so much for joining us on GPS today, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you.